On September 4th, allegedly shooting 11 people in less than a minute with an AR-15 style rifle, sources say was a gift from his dad, killing 2 teachers and 2 students. Gray just transferred to Apalachee High School in August. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office investigated him last year after a school shooting threat allegedly linked to his online account. Despite telling the FBI they notified area schools to monitor him, the sheriff says there's no record anyone was actually notified.
Do you think this department dropped the ball?
No, not on notifying the school, possibly.
And Lindsay, the suspect and his father are both facing multiple felony charges. They have not yet entered a plea. Lindsay.
Faith Abube reporting. Thank you, Faith. Here in New York, another top aide to Mayor Eric Adams has resigned. Late Saturday night, the mayor's office announced the departure of Lisa Zornberg, the City Hall chief counsel. She did not announce why she left. It follows the resignation of the police commissioner on Thursday. The Adams administration is engulfed in multiple investigations involving several top officials. And there's so much more ahead on World News Tonight this Sunday, including the NFL star whose future is in question after another devastating injury. And mission accomplished, splashdown for a history-making space flight. Next tonight, the history-making Polaris Dawn mission ended successfully overnight. The SpaceX capsule splashed down in the Gulf of Mexico after a 5-day trip that took them further from Earth than anyone has traveled since NASA's Apollo missions half a century ago. Led by billionaire Jared Isaacman, the highlight was the first private civilian spacewalk carried out to test spacesuits that may be used for missions to Mars. Tonight, the family of a Massachusetts State Police recruit who died after a training incident is demanding answers. Authorities say 25-year-old Enrique Delgado Garcia became unresponsive during a defensive tactics training exercise on Thursday. He was rushed to the hospital but then died the next day. State officials are investigating. When we come back, from the hosts to the nominees, why this year's Emmy Awards could be one for the history books. To the index now, ESPN is reporting that Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa plans to meet with neurologists this week to discuss his future. Tua suffered a concussion Thursday night in Miami's loss to the Buffalo Bills. He was diagnosed with 2 concussions during the 2022 season and at least 1 in college. Sources tell ESPN Tua has no plans to retire before meeting the neurologists. Next, a fan favorite so popular there's a time limit to see her. Mudang is a pygmy hippo that's been drawing crowds to a zoo in Thailand for the past 2 months. 12,000 people showed up on Saturday alone. It's become so crowded, in fact, that zoo officials are now telling visitors they can only stay for 5 minutes at a time before they have to move on. When we come back, our preview of what could be a historic night at the Emmys. Finally tonight, the countdown is on for TV's big night.
Tonight's 76 Primetime Emmy Awards, already historic before the curtain even rises. Starting with the hosts, a first-ever father and son pairing. Both actors and comedians, Eugene and Dan Levy.
They want you to make bad jokes about your eyebrows.
The duo sat down with our Chris Connolly.
I told my wife that we were asked to host. She said, well, you're not doing it. And I said, well, maybe not. I mean, the challenge of it.
The challenge is not humiliating yourself on national television in front of millions and millions of people.
25 Best in Television categories will be recognized. ABC's parent company Disney earning a record 183 nominations.
Opening a restaurant. Gotta go hard every day.
The Bear from Disney's FX with 23 nominations, the most ever for a comedy series in a single year.
War is coming.
FX's historical drama Shogun leading all the competition with 25 nominations.
Only Murders in the Building.
Perfection.
And Only Murders in the Building from Disney's Hulu with 21. Selena Gomez nominated for the first time for performance as Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series.
It's so exciting to be recognized.
Sunday, Monday, happy days.
Nostalgia is also on the docket as Happy Days is honored, celebrating the 50th anniversary of its debut.
We were able to get Ron Howard and Henry Winkler to come in, and we're all going to relive what that show gave us.
Comedy legend Carol Burnett could make history as the oldest woman to ever take home an acting Emmy for her role in the Apple TV Plus series Palm Royal. She shared with our Robin Roberts some advice for a first-time nominee.
When your name's called, I've always been surprised. it's always a happy surprise.
I used to practice the look.
The look?
Yeah, like you don't get it, so you have to be.
As for tonight's Emmy hosts and what we can expect from them just a short time from now,
we really hope that it's just a fun vibe. Personally, for me, comedy's all about, if I'm going to go down, I want to take somebody with me. So luckily, I've got my son here.
Good old dad. Our Emmy coverage is just ahead with our preview show, followed by the red carpet special, and then the 76 Emmy Awards at 8 Eastern, 5 o'clock in the West. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.